This one's Bobtail Road for my family, Treaty 6 territory. I won't let this fade now, but I'm racing time. Just to be with you while you're still around. I know we ain't afraid. Through all this breaking up the call, I find I will come back home. No matter what I lose in myself, I know where to find it. I wanna feel good, want you to feel good too. I've been loving in that new city, I've been planting down roots. I've been taking days off to spend those days with you. I wanna feel good, I wanna feel good, and you know that I'll be back soon. Let this be the last time. We're not racing anymore. Met some friends down south of here. Real treat they are. All this soaking up the sun on the front porch when the air's just right. And I'll give you this guitar. Won't you sing me that song? I wanna feel good, want you to feel good too. I've been loving in that new city, I've been planting down roots. I've been taking days off to spend those days with you. I wanna feel good. I wanna feel good, and you know that I'll be back so soon. Bobtail Road, just take a ride across the tracks, late at night.
These songs really do come from really close to home, and
Yeah.
like on that note, you know, Bobtail Road is such a powerful statement, and I know there is a real Bobtail Road like close to where your family is, and it's something that genuinely emerged from your own story. Could you take us to Bobtail Road and to the place where you grew up?
I believe it's Highway 11A or something.
When
When you
Slightly less
pass,
poetic sounding than Bobtail Road.
trying to be really descriptive here, but that place means a lot to me. You know, it's where a lot of my dad's side of the family that still live there. My Muslim, my grandfather, he's in 92, 93 years today, and just the strongest person I know. You know, I make this music for them, and you know, he's currently going, you know, through the Alzheimer's and early onset dementia. So getting to be, you know, the grandson, the grandchild that is pursuing their dreams, and knowing that you know, I do it for these people, for my family. And so Bobtail Road really, I think a lot about just my formative years, just growing up and really having fun with my cousins. It'd be late at night, and we would just be laughing and really just taking a lot of my parents' time. My dad, wanting to go home or such, but we, just fond memories of that. And whenever I play Bobtail Road, it just brings me back to playing on the porch with my dad. And we got to make a really sweet music video for it and included my dad. I'm not sure how I ended up doing so. We're both very shy, and being on camera was the last thing, but it was very, very sentimental and very sweet to my heart.
It's such a beautiful video, and I love that you're, shouting out where you come from and what was formative for you, and you bring up playing music on the porch, on the album too. And I know your father had a huge musical influence on you as well as everything else. What
Very
was the
much.
music that he brought into your life when you were growing up?
He'd have the Stratocaster. He'd be playing Jimi Hendrix licks and Stevie Ray Vaughan and Chuck Berry. We still bond over and still get giddy about the Beatles. How that popular music just really really formed my sense of style too. Made me not afraid of songwriting and being honest in my words. So he taught me a lot about just being true to myself. And my mother as well was just all around the house growing up, was very supportive and getting to follow my dreams, putting me in classes and paying for those. I owe it a lot to them, putting me in those spaces and really growing from that. I was a really shy guy, as I mentioned, up just growing up. So having those opportunities means a lot. And for CKUA to give those opportunities, not only me, but people who not necessarily have a voice yet, you're giving them that. And so I really appreciate that.
Yeah, well, it's been an amazing thrill and a privilege to be along for the ride. And
Yeah.
and you've actually lived in many different ports of call across Alberta and grew up, I think, in Wetaskiwin, was it?
That's right. Yeah, I went to high school primarily. All my early kind of years were, choirs. It was Wetaskiwin Composite Choir as part of the Jazz Cats Choir. So
Cats Choir.
really great way to just
Wow.
like, I had the microphone, and that was just really just the start of being comfortable with having a microphone in your face.
That's amazing. Do you remember
yeah.
any of the tunes that the Jazz Cats Choir used to sing?
One of my big solos was "Man in the Mirror" by Michael Jackson. I was really proud of that solo, and I just remember that we would have big events at the end of the year, and my dad would be up there right up front. Both my parents, with the camera. I'm just so proud of it. Yeah,
That's so beautiful.
it's so cringy now. I think about the stylistic of the performance itself, but it's
Yeah.
very sweet. It's where I come from.
Yeah, and learning to become comfortable on stage and inhabit a song and share your emotions. I mean, you can't get more vulnerable than just being a singer standing on a stage, being the solo artist and
Right.
Singing out to the world. That must have been an amazing feeling.
It was, when I look back on it. Uh, one of my high school music teachers, Paul Sweet, who the late Paul Sweet has passed on, but I remember we weren't very close when I was when the past years of his life, but he knew that he knew about Dancing with Sue, how that song has really skyrocketed me and gave me the support, the foundation. So I do it for those people in my life that have seen it, early on, have knew I would continue doing what I love to do.
It's so beautiful. It's
Yeah.
amazing that he got to know that.
Yeah,
It's
it was
really-
incredible.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I miss them a lot. So do I. So
Yeah. And I mean, between, Jimi Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan on the
Yeah.
porch and singing in the choir, you had a really rich upbringing. And I know that you also had like a good deal of traditional culture in your life as well, in terms of like dancing and drumming. And was that from your dad's influence as well?
Yeah, my dad was a power dancer, and I, when I look back, I see, just I can imagine the sweat on his face, but just the commitment to to being in that space, to let your spirit and yeah, it's almost kind of like a worship, really. I mean, there's probably a better term of that, but I miss that part of my culture too. Like just growing up, getting to see my dad express himself was so meaningful, and just another side of my dad being so creative, and um, I'm always learning from what he's come up in his stories. I never take that for granted.
And how do you, I mean, it's amazing to get a chance to hear you in this intimate setting.
Mm.
I've had an opportunity to catch you in all kinds of different settings all over the place with the full band, solo, and I got to see you in two rather notably different and equally beautiful settings in 2024. One was at the Edmonton Folk Music Festival with your amazing band, and
Wow.
and one was playing solo, opening up for William Prince at the Jubilee Auditorium, like playing to thousands of people, just yourself and your guitar. How do you ground yourself, when you walk out onto that stage and face this, massive, teeming, huge number of humans in front of you, and knowing that you're going to share from your heart and your songcraft? How do you get ready for that, or what do you tell yourself when you sit down?
Yeah, that I'm meant to be in the space. I really tell that myself. I try to um, have those words of affirmation for myself, and my partner really grounds me to like getting to travel and play these shows together, and more that people come out to the shows. It's definitely could be overwhelming, really beautiful though. That I have more of a chance to have these songs kind of resonate through people. So I don't get scared as much. Maybe when I'm talking, like this is so unusual for me, but I appreciate the moments that uh, you know the energy that an audience every night it can be so different, and can alter a story. It can really make you think of words that are meant to be said in that moment. So something I'm always working on is just setting up the songs and trying to vividly, just express a little bit more honest of where the songs came from. So getting to do, some support tours has really given me a chance to challenge myself. And when I play the guitar, when I start the first note, it really, I really so effortless. I really don't think about it. Mostly my eyes are closed, so it's even thinking of the scale of an audience, small or big. It's so impactful to me, and really getting into the moment. A few good handful of breaths with my partner right before I go on is a good way to ground me.
Well, I was right up top, and I just was thrilled to hear your songs and your spirit really just filling that concert hall. It was really amazing. And I also got to sit right up at the top of the hill at your concert at the Edmonton Folk Fest, which was very well attended, to the point where people were seated all the way up to the very tippy top, and that's where I was, and I was just basking in it. It was such an amazing feeling, and you have a special connection with that festival, right?
I do, yeah. I got I was so honored to be a part 2 years prior, part of Rhea March's School of Song, and what a beautiful group to be a part of and to support each other. Previously, not even performing at the festival, many years, a few years of volunteering myself at the festival.
What was your crew?
I was a perimeter security, so I would, I would take the late, early morning shifts just so I can have a chance to check out the sound checks. If people are main acts are sound checking there, it's a good time to be on your shift and ready to go, but also get to soak in all the beautiful magic that Edmonton Folk Fest has to offer. This next one, it's called Sundog, and God, this song is really there for me when I need it most. So I really appreciate the journey that this song has taken with good pals in the studio, stripping it down for you too. I'm breaking off whatever you gave me. put them back in those taped up memories. Dirt on the sand leave, pick up your feet when you walk through my door. I only announced that my day was yet to come. 5 whole days went past, wanna have you take me home. Slow it driving behind the wheel. I'm nervous for you to take the leap. What a good one to help you see what you see in me. Set the table, take all the food, rearrange them. I might as well announce that my day was yet to finish. With a 3-hour-long call help if I wanna hear what your wish is. Come on now, lay the violet down to rest. No longer waiting to feel some type of way around you. Rivers lining, it's abandoned. The sun darkest shine today. Now it's clear and here for me.
It feels like a lot of the songs from this record are very personal to you. Some of them are co-writes with others, but it feels like there's a narrative there and a thread that in some cases, some of these songs are even interlinked, from one to the next, it feels like. And that song, Sundog, is just such an amazing way to conclude this journey. Could you tell us what it was that led you into the inspiration for that one?
Yeah, I think we're getting ready to. I was playing King Eddie. It was at King Eddie in Calgary, in the East Village there, and I had a chance to play with a band. So I had, I think, a 5-piece. A lot of the players have played on the record, but I wanted to have some more material. I was in the midst of like writing some newer songs, and this one really came out unexpectedly, but at a time that I really needed it the most.
Yeah.
And I'm still kind of figuring out the meaning of it, but I really just it really kind of gives me in my feels, especially the way that we kind of brought it in the studio is really, we started at live tracking and then adding a lot of beautiful sounds to it, and it's kind of like, I can kind of relate to that, to how the song maybe kind of birthed out of what I needed, what was kind of missing, and also that kind of pressure of like, a show is coming. Maybe the song we can develop it a little bit faster than usual, and so I really took my time with it, but also I let the words kind of flow out.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I think I was at that show too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the King Eddie one.
Yeah.
It was a big one.
It was
for us.
incredible.
Yeah.
It's my first time seeing you. It was
wow,
mind-boggling. Yeah.
I was in the Rolling Stones sound booth there, so it was,
the Mobile Studio.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was incredible. It was a good time.
It's where they made like Led Zeppelin
Oh
4
yeah,
and, Deep Purple, Machine Head, and Bob Marley live in London.
right. That's incredible. I wish I could see that in action.
Yeah, sure. Well, the song Sundog kind of feels like, to me at least, it feels like a wintertime kind of a song, just
Mm.
because I associate sundogs with winter. And
Yeah, Chinook winds. Like
yeah,
the really cold,
yeah,
frigid cold
yeah.
winters that makes us stronger. It really um, does something to us as people that get to live here, and yeah, hopefully get to drive a little bit better than others. But
Well, we get to live through all kinds of different weather, right? That's
yeah,
part of, and that really shows up. Like the natural
mm,
world is a big part of the lyrics that you're moved to write. And there's such a summertime vibe to so many of these songs. Like
there is.
on
Yeah.
Chandler, it's a really celebratory kind of a feeling.
Mm,
And I love the way that you take us inside how it feels on a hot day or swimming in the river or what have you. I really appreciate that a lot. It's a remarkably warm feeling album. It feels like it's a
mm.
warm place to inhabit. And again, a very personal feeling. The name of the album is Chandler, and I can only assume that's what the C in Wyatt C. Lewis stands
That's
for.
right.
Why did you feel moved to title it thus?
Maybe I didn't take enough time to, you know, I could have named it a song off the record or have a title track, but it could be as self-titled as one. It was a bit of like a introduction, but wanting to reveal a little bit more as the story goes. I'm getting more comfortable with my queerness, and so when that kind of seeps in through the music that I'm writing now, like you can kind of like maybe tell on Chandler that there's something more to the story. So I'm kind of revealing parts of that, and I think Chandler just kind of is a bit a simple nod to my upbringing. The reasons why I was named this and why I use it as my artist name. It could be business wise, it's a little difficult, but if I had another name for it, I'm sure I would have named it that. But just kind of felt right at the moment.
Seems incredibly appropriate because it's like
Yeah.
really part of who you are, and yet it's kind of the part of the thing that's a little bit hidden,
Yeah.
in terms of your, showbiz name, as it were.
Mm.
I really appreciate that a lot. I think that's really beautiful. And I know that it has been a remarkable time of revelation and discovery and
Mm.
accomplishment in all kinds of ways in 2024. I've certainly seen some very notable milestones in your career, including the release of your debut full-length album. What else has been jaw-dropping for you in the year 2024 that
Oh
was?
my gosh, there's so many things to be grateful for. Getting married on June 21st.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Indigenous Peoples Day was a beautiful day to start at Studio Bell.
Right.
Inducting.
You had a gig.
I had a gig, and Willie Thrasher was there. We were inducting him, National Music Center. It was such a beautiful day, and then we eloped in Drumheller, and my dog was there. We were just chatting about my dog before this interview, and so it was a really small elopement, and then we had a celebration the day after with our family, and um, then getting to play these shows just it kind of felt like little mini honeymoons. Like even though we haven't been on an official one, like the work that we put in, my partner and I, it feels so also worth it. Getting to do it together, and figuring things out. It's not an easy thing being on the road, but the people I've taken care of and can help set up to make things easier, I really appreciate it. So she's a big part of my life, and part of these songs too.
Yeah.
My
for
family
sure.
is so.
Yeah. And I mean, you've had this amazing ascendancy since the record came out, and really ever since Dancing with Sue dropped in like June of 2020, which really lit a spark of excitement on the part of a lot of people about who this singer-songwriter was.
Yeah.
And that's also a song that kind of calls back to your roots and where you come from, if I'm not mistaken.
Very much so. Yeah, it's an ode to all of my teachers, mentors growing up. I owe a lot to those people. Yeah, for molding me and shaping me into who I am today.
It's very beautiful, and it's also another very hot, sweltering summer song.
Yes.
And I appreciate, as a listener, I feel like in some ways you're welcoming me or us into the dancing circle as well, with
absolutely.
that opening line. It's really gorgeous.
Yeah.
I love that. It's a record that has been, as we say, much anticipated and greatly enjoyed now that it's out, and the most played album of 2024 on CKUA Airwaves. And it almost pains me to ask, where are you setting your sights next, knowing that your artistic vision is one that can play out over a long period of time, and as you say, you're in it for the long run.
Yeah.
Where do you feel like going next artistically?
Well, I would really like to, set some time to appreciate that the making of the record and all the people that were part of it. Would love to have some really cool live band and really spend some time rehearsing, and if that's possible, and then obviously some really late to it, but really shows. I think it's never really been the folk festivals. Obviously, playing with a band and playing those songs felt like a really show in itself. But I think something a little more intimate, a little, maybe for a good cause underneath as well. And getting to challenge myself even more with touring. I will, in a couple of days, we'll be off with the Strumbellas, and so that would be a really neat opportunity just to play these songs again and play some new ones on the road.
Ooh, exciting. Yeah. All right. That's very exciting.
Yeah.
Have you got any bucket list artists you'd love to collaborate with one day or share a stage with one day? Is there somebody where you're like, that's the person I really hope one day we get to cross paths?
That's a really good question.
I imagine one or two are in your rearview mirror already, I'd suspect.
Yeah. Charlotte Cornfield is a really great artist. I've been loving their work, and so I would love to just maybe share the stage at least, or just get to talk Charlotte's ear off. I'd just love to hear how music sort of shapes their life.
Well, Wyatt, it's always such a joy to get a chance to share some time with you, and wow, we're so thrilled to have your presence here in CKUA Studio A. You've always been so generous with CKUA, and I believe that you have another song to play and a cupcake to eat.
Yes, a vegan cupcake. So thank you very much. I'm so honored to get to chat with you. It's like seeing an old friend again. So appreciate you sharing your stories and how it really shaped me. It's really given me time to reflect,
CKUA's most played artist of 2024, Wyatt C. Lewis. Thank you so much, Wyatt.
Thank you. Let's go clean this confetti up.
Let's clean the confetti up now.
All right. Like I said, a lot of these songs, I need them the most, So thank you so much for listening, making these songs a part of your life. Really cool to hear them taking flight. So this one, to bring it back to the roots, the song really started it all. So I really appreciate your ears. Get on your feet, bask in the sun. Take off your shoes, come dance with me and Sue. On the dance floor till the midnight stars come through. Follow me here and follow me there. Spin you around in that red dress I found for you at a store just down the street from our first house. Getting down with the sun, I need you right now. Getting up for the moon, I love you right now. Left for my jokes, consider them fun. Smile in her eyes, sparkle in that sun. It It's so hard out here, but I just don't care. Sue taught me to dance, she taught me to move. Now I'm so ready, I'm ready to glide you through. I can't look at my feet, lock eyes, baby. Getting down with the sun, I need you right now. Getting up for the moon, I love you right now. Get in sync with the stars, I can't fail you again. Getting down for your heart, this is all just in my